It's a fresh new day, and you finally convinced your boss to let you work from home several days a week. An idiot. The kids are at school, and your wife has that silent reading book club meetup, which means just one thing. Backing tracks, that's right, it's time to stretch that musical muscle, really lube those 3 licks that you can play quite well, do it all for about an hour until you find that one crystallized piece of excellence that you can eventually post on Instagram when you're brave enough. But wait, there's a problem. You are very bored of all the backing tracks you own. You can't bear the idea of another slow C-sharp major blues. That funky G minor thing gives you nightmares, and if you hear another D-sharp Lydian vibes, you might have to... Well, it's a good job your old friend Rob has you sorted with a free backing track. But not just a beautiful, shiny, new, creamy backing track, brim full of musical goodness that I just made now. And please forgive the drumming, programming, and the bass playing, because I'm not a good drummer. Okay, I'm sure it's really easy, but I'm not very good at it. But I'm also going to give you a method to utilize to play over this backing track, which is really going to develop you as a musician. It's going to give you a new way of thinking about backing track. What a complete load of shit. No, really, it will actually help you learn how to play over a piece of music, change the way that you are thinking when you do that. How often have you seen this when you've watched somebody jam over a track, whether it's you introspectively or a friend of yours or whatever? It's what I call the search for position 1 swipe. They do this. And then they find position 1 blues, and then they start playing from that home. And everything is fun and familiar and easy. It's like cycling with the little wheels either side, the security wheels, what do you call them? The wheels either side of the main wheel. Basically, we need to throw away the concept of safety. We need to face danger when we are playing over backing tracks. But also, we need to think about how we want to play before we play. Now that sounds like such an obvious statement, but really it makes a tremendous difference if you approach the track in a different way. For example, with the backing track that I've written for you, this attempt will be pentatonic only, as much as I can try. Sometimes I slip up. I'm going to tap it. So I'm using, you know, slightly cleaner vibes. I'm removing the overdrive pedal from my amplifier. I'm removing delay. It's basically a fairly dry crunch signal. I am removing things, limiting myself to force creativity, and of course only pentatonics. Guardian, full humbuckers, lots of delay, lots of reverb, saturated gain, the whole smorgasbord for a kind of an ambient vocal take. So there were a number of things that I did differently. The first thing that was really obvious, I suppose, visually, was that in one take, I sat down. Familiar, safe territory. We all, you know, sit down on a couch or on an armchair and we just play to ourselves, and it feels great. In the second take, I stood up. I wanted to feel much more like a vocalist. So I stood up, got myself in the mindset of a vocalist. I was thinking modally rather than based upon pentatonics. I was thinking less is more. I want to make more emotional availability with fewer notes. I placed a physical handicap on myself. I decided that for the first entrance of the melody, I wouldn't move more than within 3 frets of where I placed my finger. I limited myself. And limitations create so many opportunities for creativity and melody. I love that. I love that so much. And I could go on. It was the change in the gear, the change in my mental approach, and the change in my decisions that made the difference in the resulting solo. And you can do that so many different ways. I could have picked up the Danish DPT, set it to a clean tone, and done something interesting with a clean tone. I could have pulled out the Pegasus and set it to one of its really interesting, unique pickup selections and found I would have gone for a chorus. I immediately know it would have been a chorus pedal, heavy kind of Soundgarden, Kim Thayil type vibes, and it would be different every single time. I'm not thinking jam over the backing track, I'm thinking create over the backing track. I think I'm going to turn this into a real song, and I'm probably going to call it Night Sun. I like that, because my little girl said, "Dada, where did the sun go?" And I was trying to explain to her it was behind the planet, and it was difficult to explain. Anyway, Night Sun, enjoy it. And if you do jam over this backing track and create exciting and wondrous worlds, please feel free to upload to Instagram, share it with the planet, and tag me, and I'll take a look, I'll comment, and like and all that kind of thing. And by the way, please follow me on Spotify. I've got loads of music there. It turns out that actually the Spotify following is a really important and measured algorithm for booking agents and all the people that control live. And I'd really like to bring the boys to continental Europe, Asia, the Americas, and play to you and meet you. Ultimately, can't do that unless I have a big Spotify following. Apparently, it's a metric that's important. So please, do me a favour and head on over to Rob Chapman on Spotify and follow me. There'll be a link in the show more section of this video. Have an amazing day. Chappers out. Here comes the backing track.